Hi, this is Teresa, and I will be presenting effective performance management with my supervisee. My supervisee is Thuy, who is a recent immigrant from Vietnam, who is a member of the customer service team at a mid-sized tech company. So in this scenario, she is highly skilled in her technical knowledge, but is struggling with her performance. Her challenges stem from several cultural variables, including language proficiency and communication preferences. Although Thuy is fluent in English, she tends to feel more comfortable expressing her thoughts in native Vietnamese, which sometimes leads to understandings during team meetings. So, as you can see here, due to her cultural differences, she is not used to expressing herself in English because she is so used to her own Vietnamese language from back home. So this can cause some miscommunication in a team setting. Furthermore, being from a collectivist culture, Thuy values harmony and consensus and often struggles to assert her ideas in a predominantly individualistic work environment, where direct communication is encouraged and highly valued. This has led to decreased confidence in her contributions, affecting her performance and team dynamics as she often hesitates to participate fully in discussions or take initiative on projects. So then again, due to cultural differences where she's from, she's used to being in a collaborative team setting where, everyone is just working together, not really one person taking over the other or asserting their opinions as much as, in American culture where it's more individualistic and people are more direct in their opinions. American culture is still collaborative in a work setting, but we just tend to express our opinions more compared to collectivist culture. So that is what she's struggling with. So, my performance management plan for her, in order to address her performance challenges while also considering her cultural background, I would implement the following performance management strategies, which is goal setting. I would work with Thuy to set specific, measurable, and achievable, relevant, and time bound, also known as SMART goals, that take into consideration her strengths, such as her technical skills, while also providing clear expectations for her communication and participation in team activities. So, by setting these SMART goals, I'm still taking into consideration, her individuality, still acknowledging her strengths, but also letting her know her weaknesses, what she could be working on but obviously in a positive way, and setting those expectations. For example, we would agree on a goal to contribute at least one idea in team meetings each week. This process would involve co-creating the goals to ensure they resonate with Thuy's values and motivations, which helps foster a sense of ownership over her development. So, we're going to be collaborating on at least agreeing on one goal that she can contribute at least one idea in a team meeting every week, which would help increase her confidence, help assert her opinions, and feel more valued in a team setting. So, performance management plan continues. So, I would also introduce to her. I would also introduce to her reinforcement through positive feedback. In order to build Thuy's confidence and encourage her participation, I would provide regular positive reinforcement. So I feel like positive reinforcement is always a powerful tool in any environment, especially in a work environment like this. So, in order to motivate someone, you just give them, those strong words of motivation, like, being positive, so they can feel more confident in their skills to motivate them to implement those changes. So after meetings, I would tell Thuy specifically what she did well, such as articulating a technical solution or asking insightful questions that can help and reinforce her behavior and motivate her to engage more actively. Then again, like I said, positive feedback, positive reinforcement is very powerful. Additionally, incorporating team recognition by sharing her progress during team updates can further reinforce her contributions while fostering a supportive team culture. So then again, with positive feedback, by recognizing our team members, giving them a shout out, like, hey, you're doing a good job. Just those words of affirmation can go a long way with, you know, um, helping increase Thuy's confidence and motivate her to want to keep striving to improve. Performance management plan continued. So both strategies promote inclusivity and fairness by actively involving Twee in her development process and recognizing her contributions regardless of the communication style. This approach aligns with the principles of culturally responsive performance management, emphasizing respect for individual differences. So this approach, while I'm critiquing her and giving her feedback, I'm also acknowledging her strengths. I'm not changing who she is as a person. I'm still considering her cultural background. So we're still valuing our employees for who they are and taking into consideration their uniqueness and their individuality. So we're not taking anything away from who they are, but we're just enhancing their skills and doing so in a positive and healthy way, while also considering their cultural background. So, reflection and evaluation. The potential outcomes of this performance management plan could include improved communication from Twee, increased confidence in her role, and a greater sense of belonging within the team. By setting clear expectations and reinforcing positive behavior, she may feel more empowered to share her insights and take initiative, ultimately enhancing her performance. So I feel like, with Twee, the more confident she is in her role, that will also increase her sense of belonging, being in a different culture, but also at the same time, improving her weaknesses, but by encouraging her to improve her performance. So, reflecting on the evidence-based practices discussed by Daniels and Bailey and Reed, Parsons, and Green, these strategies align well with their emphasis on the importance of individualized approaches that consider cultural variables. For instance, Daniel and Bailey stress that effective performance management requires an understanding of the unique needs and motivations of each employee. Again, so each employee is different. Like for example, Twee's her own individual, unique person. And like I said before, we aren't taking anything away from her, who she is. Not taking we are taking into consideration her cultural background while also helping her improve in her performance through positive feedback and through working on our SMART goals together and help making her feel more belong in the team setting. Similarly, Reed advocates for setting collaborative goals. So collaboration, teamwork is very important, ensuring that employees are actively engaged in the process. By implementing a culturally sensitive performance management plan, we can foster an inclusive environment that supports all employees in performing at their best while also acknowledging and respecting diversity. Again, the emphasis is still on improving their performance, but at the same time, still respecting them, respecting who they are, their cultural background, while also improving their weaknesses, but doing so in a positive way. And that is it. Thank you.